Few films truly make me think deeply. Few films. It was May 6th when I first watched Mr. Skin, recommended to me by a good friend of mine. Without knowing much about the plot, I delved into the disturbing story about two young men marked by the most awful trauma that a child can experience in their innocence: sexual abuse. Let's talk about Mr. Skin. Directed by Gregg and released in 2004, the film is based on the 1995 novel by Scott Haim. Mr. Skin, in a few words, is a story about the great trauma leaves behind and the ways we try to survive them. Our protagonists are Neil McCormick and Brian Lackey. Neil is the more affected here, but also the more lucid. From a very young age, he showed natural attraction to men. At 8 years old, he already knew he was gay, and that, one day, men with mustache, older men, will be his type. On the other hand, there's Brian Lackey. As a child, he lived through an event that stole 5 hours of his life. From that moment on, he became withdrawn, nervous, and timid. His mind and desperate attempt to protect him described the trauma experience with a fantasy, an alien abduction. That fantasy became an obsession, and then a lie he held on to for years. Even so, as children, they shared the same trauma in raw flesh. Lies separated them, only to bring them back together years later. So Ryan could finally uncover the truth he had buried deep within himself, a truth he could have never faced on his own. I won't go into any more detail about the abuse. I'd rather let you watch the film and witness for yourself to the total loss of hope and childhood. It's clearly that Mr. Skin is worth watching. It's worth experiencing. You understand the characters. Even if we've never gone through anything remotely similar, you understand the pain that can be measured through comparison, but through the capacity we have to break in silence. Through the way some people carried it, used it two deeply human tools: excess and distorted imagination. About the casting, in my opinion, was perfect. Every actor delivers an honest, mature performance. Even the child actors, who of course were never exposed to the dark part of the history. Roddy Corbett as Brian Lackey gives a vulnerable, realistic portrayal of a young man, withdrawn, emotionally fractured. That trauma caused him something deeply valuable in the long run: the chance to grow emotionally without fear. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, in one of the most extreme and demanding roles of his career, plays Neil McCormick, a young man stuck in his trauma, attempting unsuccessfully to relieve by prostituting himself for a few bucks. Michelle Trachtenberg, rest in peace, as Neil's best friend, his soulmate, his partner in crime. In this film, she appears rebellious, friendly, and deeply attached to her best friend, who for him is the best thing he has. Billy Sage as the coach is unsettling, manipulated. His performance is chillingly restrained. The way he speaks, his charming expressions, they're terrifying and stunning once you understand the context. Another role worth highlighting is Elizabeth Shue as the Neil's mother. She doesn't appear much, but in just a few short scenes, she conveys tenderness, worry, and a kind of fractured love. Brian's family, on the other hand, so his mother does care about him, represents more of the abandonment. His father leaves him, his mother doesn't know how to reach him. They are present, but absent. All of these performances are outstanding, and alongside Araki's restrained direction, the film never goes into sensationalism or morbid voyeurism. Instead, it chose to portray silence, emptiness, the distant stares of the characters, and their private worlds. Araki decides everything from the first rupture to the long, slow aftermath. Every shot, every cut has intention. Often the camera lingers on his faces and the mask they wear, looking through their eyes. into why they feel, and maybe even why they're thinking. This is hard territory for any filmmaker, but Araki and the effort of his actors managed to build something devastating without turning it grotesque. The camera never exploded the suffering, it accompanied it. It watched it with care. The color palette is cold, muted, washed out. Even when bright colors appear, they don't shine with joy. They glow with melancholy. Throughout the film, the music, mostly composed by Harold Budd, offers soft, delicate pieces, slow and reflective. Melodies that fill us with sadness and a kind of nostalgia that has no name to explain it. From the voice of God scene, the fading final image. They weren't to blame. They weren't just children. Nothing justified what happened. Not Neil's early sexuality. Not the way he continued to lie sanity with his trauma. Because if that event had never happened, maybe, just maybe, their lives would have been freer. Neil isn't simply chasing pleasure. He's trying to find himself. His constant exposure to danger isn't rebellion. It's his way of screaming, this body still belongs to me. After what happened, the only way he could convince himself he still had control was by surrendering willingly. With every man, with every encounter, there's a silent need. If I chose it, then it's half all been taken from me. And if he ever stopped, maybe he'll feel trapped again in a mysterious skin, a body he no longer recognizes. Brian keeps his distance, lying to himself. His mind is a storm, desperate to leave something out, but terrified to even try it. Mr. Skin is not perfect. No one film that sparks honest debate ever is, even Requiem, even so I say so. But Mr. Skin is a film that dares to be real, and that alone makes it extraordinary. It has a message, and it fights to share it, with performances, with screenplay, with truth. To close, I'd like to share one of my favorite scenes, that one that stayed with me the longest, that one that made me want to write the script. The cereal with milk scene. A moment where over scattered crumbs, entire waves of blood, and their lives, he decided. The loss of innocence, the doorway to a darker kind of innocence. Personally, I watch all kinds of films, but if I had to choose one, I say drama is my favorite genre. Because when cinema dares to explore the most fragile, complex corner of the human soul, something great is born. And Mysterious Skin achieves exactly that. Thank you for listening. Keep enjoying the good old movies. Thanks, and take care.